listening to Angel Talk with Sue and your host, Sue Broome. Sue?
Thank you, Mark. And everyone, happy Monday. This is Sue Broome with Angel Talk with Sue, 1 p.m. Eastern on Thrive Talk Network every Monday. And today I have a special guest that I will be bringing on in just a couple of minutes. But I wanted to just give you a shout out to everyone that came to the Purple Lotus Productions yesterday. It was downtown Phoenix, or in Phoenix. And I was able to do a group for Angelic Boost. And it was so funny because I was telling everyone, and I had about 35 people, something like that. And I was just going around and everybody was getting comfortable in their chairs and going through the different angels that were there. And I said, and Archangel Michael is here. And for those of you that are familiar with Siri, my phone that was 2 feet behind me on the podium, all of a sudden pipes up and says, Siri, this is Siri talking, I have found some information on the web for you for Archangel Michael. And it was so funny. Everybody started cracking up. And it's like, okay, so is that any doubt that Archangel Michael is here, people? I actually had to do a screenshot on my phone so I could, because this is an awesome story. So, but thank you all who came to the talk yesterday, and thank you all who stopped by my table and got a reading or just chatted about the angelic boost from yesterday. It was a lot of fun. So if anyone wants to get any personal readings with me, they can find me at SueBroome.com. And you can find out more information about me. So have a listen today, and we will go from there. So I want to just tell you a little bit about my special guest, Miss Rebecca Cutehands. She is local up here to Prescott, and her and I work together at Mountain Spirit Co-op on Friday, so I get to enjoy Rebecca's company almost every single Friday. And she's going to be one of the amazing women that are going to be speaking at Jumpstart Your Healing Journey. That is a program that's going to be up here in Prescott, Arizona, January 21st and 22nd. And if anybody wants to go out and purchase tickets, you can do that on spiritinmotionexpo.com. But we're going to have a conversation with Rebecca Cutehands today about what she's going to be talking about, and she's going to be sharing some of her wisdom today. So, Miss Rebecca, are you there?
I'm here. I'm here. So.
Thank you so much for joining us. I'm fabulous. Rebecca, how are you today?
I'm absolutely wonderful myself.
Oh, good. I can just feel the calming in you. A little secret about Rebecca Cutehands, and I have many witnesses that will attest to this. She smells wonderful.
Hey, I'll take that compliment. Thank you very, very much. Thank you very, very much, Sue.
It's everyone that's listening, just to give you an idea, I can be in my car on the way home, and it's like, wow, what is that smell? It smells so good. And all of a sudden I will remember, it's like, oh my gosh, I gave Rebecca a hug when she left hours ago, and I can still smell it. It's fabulous.
Good. Oh, I'm going to have to start charging for that lingering essence of mine. Thank you. Thank you very much. Of random people walking up and smelling me. Thank you, Sue.
That's right. Well, one of the things that Rebecca does bring to the co-op and to everyone that she is with is her laughter, because she really does fill the room with her laughter. And as we all know, laughter is extremely healing. But, I've known you for, I think, almost 4 years, something like that.
Almost 4 years, yep.
Yeah. And the first time I met you, I came in to get a henna tattoo from you.
Mm-hmm.
And I have pictures of, I think, almost every single henna that I have ever done. How did you get started with doing henna tattoos?
Oh, goodness. When I was younger, I probably would say one of the first times I started with henna was probably one of our times that us girls got together on a full moon and gathered for a ceremony, and we had brought in some henna and just kind of, played with it a little bit and, did some drawing and stuff on each other, and it was really beautiful and had a lot of fun. And then I kind of let it go for a few years, and then when I had moved out here and met Dana at a show, she was doing it, and it just kind of brought me back into that space of, that offering, and I thought, I'm going to get back into doing that. And then when I picked it up again, it was amazing. It kind of transformed itself into a different space. It wasn't, looking in a book and, drawing from the book, the picture and the image that was in the books. It was really amazing. I would, sit down with someone and the image would actually show up on their body. And it was surprising to me. I was thinking, I'll just draw from the book. It's easier that way, I thought. And then, sitting with these people and messages will come through and little bits of information will come through if they're open to that. And the picture, and it's really amazing because sometimes the picture actually shows itself so clear that they can actually see it come up on the surface of their skin. And then, they give me all these compliments and I'm just so amazing, but really all I'm doing is following the lines of what's coming up on their body. But so I'm getting all these compliments and just, breathing them in and accepting them for sure. But it's really, really beautiful when someone does sit down with me and we're both open and we're connecting and the images come through. And then the messages that come through are really, really powerful and really beautiful. So it's really opened us up to not just receiving, just a henna image. There's usually a message that comes through with it that's really, kind of very intimate for the one-on-one client. It's really beautiful. I'm really blessed to be able to see it and work with it that way.
Mm-hmm. Well, and the reason I even bring it up is because I know that I remember my first one. I mean, and that was the first time that I had a henna. I mean, I have a real tattoo, but I had never had a henna. And I loved it so much. It's like, oh my gosh, this would be awesome. I could get this as permanent. But one of the things that I have come to really appreciate about the hennas that you've done for me is that Spirit is telling you about what I need to do or work on or know at that particular time versus, hey, this is a permanent thing. Is that correct? Is that fair to say?
Yeah, and I love that. We get to kind of allow the henna to stay with us for a couple weeks, and, the henna stays with us, they say, as long as it's supposed to, so that we can reflect back to, the tattoo and reflect back to the message. And, I love working on everybody, especially pregnant mamas' bellies. And the little ones know that I'm there with them because they'll push their little feet and their little elbows out, and that's really, really beautiful. And all the henna I use is very safe. I don't use anything with toxic, medicine in there at all. It's all safe and natural. And so I just love it. And everyone that I've sat with pretty much, really feels the same way. They're in that space of opening with me. So again, it makes when they're open and they're willing, it makes my job really, really easy, actually. I love that about it, really. So.
It's funny because the blog that I did for today, and I wrote it a couple days ago, but the topic that came up was opening your heart. And really, when you're doing a henna on somebody, they have to have an open heart and an open mind in order to hear the message that Spirit is giving them.
Yes, ma'am. It makes it a lot easier,
Mm-hmm.
That's sure.
Yeah. And I know that there's been a lot of times where, sometimes the message, just like any other reading that you might get, the message, it may bring tears, which tears are always beneficial and healing and cleansing. So, yeah, I've...
Well, the tears are really beautiful and powerful, and it's not my objective to make anybody cry, but sometimes those tears that come, it's very powerful. And when someone feels that comfortable with me to be able to reflect off of me, an openness to be able to channel, a loved one who maybe has crossed over that is waiting to receive or give them a message, or, one of their guides coming in. It's just really beautiful. And then the tears coming down sometimes are, confirmation also, to all of us, that what they're receiving, what we're all receiving at that moment, is really beautifully guided.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's awesome. Now, one of the things too, and like I said, I've only known you for like 4 years, but I know that you have had quite a healing journey of your own before you came here, before you came to Arizona. You grew up in Ohio, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. But
yes, I have. Yes, I did.
Yes, ma'am. Can you tell us a little bit about your healing journey?
Yes. The ceremonies for me started when I was about 17 or 18, and, again, gathering under the full moons and just starting our own little traditions, and I carried them throughout the years, being able to sit with some really beautiful elders and teachers along the way. But at the age of 20, almost 25, it was about 4 days prior to my 25th birthday, is when my little body said, you know what, I think I'm going to take a break for a minute. And I found myself that 4 days before my 25th birthday when I sat down for a minute and went to get back up, and my legs were like, nope. And then from there, it was about 6 weeks to where, maybe about 3 or 4 weeks, where my body completely just kind of shut itself down, and I found myself a blind quadriplegic, fighting for my life, actually, sitting in the Cleveland Clinic, going in on a Tuesday, and them telling me that I probably was going to pass away by Friday. And I was like, What? What are you talking about? What do you do? I'm like, what do you do? What? What do you mean? And it was a big shock to me. I'm in this, world-renowned hospital, and I'm thinking to myself, what's happening here? I'm 25, and I feel like I still have things to do, but it's amazing how fast, the perspective of life comes in for you in moments where, you're least expecting it. And so I found myself in a really intense space for a second, at 25, talking over a last will and testament and, just all these things within a couple days. And Thursday I ended up having a magical dream and about this bear that came through in my dream, which ends up being my medicine that I find out later, and him telling me that, you're not done yet. You're not going anywhere. And when you wake up, everything's going to turn around. And it was true. I woke up and all my vitals had changed. And that was Thursday afternoon. And, my body was actually trying to kill itself. And which I thought, that's not very nice. So lo and behold, make a long story short, I'm still here. Obviously, I'm not talking to you in spirit. But I have had some really beautiful experiences from there. I was, remained in the hospital for about a month and a half and then went home. They really couldn't do too much for me. And it was just a waiting process. They didn't know when I would walk again, when I would get the eyesight back again. And, seeing a lot of practitioners and doctors and therapists in a couple of years that I had sat in this bed. And finally, a gentleman of Eastern medicine came into my life, and through a friend that was talking about me at a picnic. And it was really, really beautiful. We got together and came to my home, and within about 6 or 7 minutes restored my vision with some energy manipulation and energy work. And I opened up my eyes, and there was this, medicine man standing before me, and it was really beautiful. And he bowed to me, and I bowed to him, and shed some tears, and family and friends were there, and that really kicked it off. He stayed, he was with me for about a year, offering me some really beautiful teachings, and it was Oh, goodness, I wouldn't trade it for the world. You know, if they gave us these chances to ever go back and do things different, I would never do anything. I mean, I honor my journey so much that I would never change any of it. It has really taught me so much and has allowed me to grow so much. But honestly, if it didn't happen, I wouldn't really be here talking with you. I wouldn't be in the spiritual realm. I wouldn't be in Arizona. I'd probably still be running a corporate business somewhere in Ohio. And, not having as much fun as I'm having now. And so it was tough, getting myself going again and learning how to do everything all over again. 28, 29 years old, having to learn how to feed yourself again and, brush your teeth and do your ABCs. I mean, it was like I was being rebirthed back into myself. And then it just started, it kicked me off. It was beautiful because of all that work that we did. It was amazing to me. The differences of what was happening in my body and just the healing process in general was absolutely amazing. And that he seemed so mundane about it, to where me, this is a miracle and this is amazing. And it was just so mainstream, in his medicine. And I just wanted to learn more. So I just plunged myself into it and wanted to be able to go out there and help people and to share and to, just do whatever I could and whatever I can in any moment. I mean, I cherish every moment that I get to talk with anybody who wants to come and speak with me or sit with me or anybody that I approach. I'm glad I'm a people person because you have to be a people person in this line of business. So I love people. You're welcome, humans.
Well, it was, up until when we were talking last Friday, I did not realize that you had actually gone blind. I knew that you were quadriplegic and I knew that you were in a wheelchair, but I didn't realize that you had gone blind until last Friday. Now, before we go into more details, though, I know it's approaching, and even though Mark hasn't let me know, I know we're going to be pausing for a break in just a second here. So just a couple things, everyone that's listening, if you have any questions specific to Rebecca Cutehands, you can type it in the web chat on the website, thrivetalknetwork.com, and we'll be taking those. And if anybody has a question for the angels and wants me to draw any cards, I'm not doing that live today, but I will do it after the show through the web chat if you would like. So you are listening live to Angel Talk with Sue on Thrive Talk Network every Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern. And today my guest is Rebecca Cutehands, and we will be back in just a moment.
You're live with Sue Broome.
Angel Talk with Sue on Thrive Talk Radio.
I would love to hear what the angels have to say. That would be great.
You're moving into more of a sacred contract with your higher self and the divine.
And you are an extremely gifted reader.
Whatever it is that you have, you can magically shift it and turn it into what you want.
It's awesome. It's just awesome experience.
You've been listening live to Angel Talk with Sue on Thrive Talk Radio every Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern. Call in number 321-445-1488. I want you to thrive with that loving energy.
Hi, this is Jay Grace, and I'm really excited about a new show with our host, Sue Broome. Her show is Angel Talk with Sue, and it's going to be Mondays, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Her debut is this coming Monday, so join her. Thank you.
In these challenging times, everyone needs a little guidance. The Virtual Psychic Fair is a once-a-month special online event where you can get the expert guidance you seek. Visit us at the Virtual Psychic Fair, www.virtualpsychicfair.com, or call toll-free at 888-626-7386.
Hi, this is Jay Grace, creator and host of Thrive with Jay Grace. This is a live variety talk show program that I'm very excited to produce for you. It's all about entertaining and always encouraging you to live the thriving life that you deserve. Remember, that's Thrive with Jay Grace, Thursdays live at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because it is your time to thrive.
And you're back with Angel Talk with Sue. And Sue, I do want to congratulate you on your 10th show.
Yay! I didn't even realize that.
I forgot to mention it to you. Congratulations.
Thank you. That's a higher level of number one.
That's right. That's right.
So I'm moving on up. Thank you. Yay, I didn't even realize that. How exciting. Miss Rebecca, you're on with my 10th show.
I'm so honored. Look at us. Look at you.
That is so exciting. Yes, everyone, you are listening live to Angel Talk with Sue for the 10th time on Thrive Talk Network, 1 p.m. Eastern every Monday. How exciting is that? So I still have Rebecca Cutehands on with me, right? Are we still there, Miss Rebecca?
I'm still here.
Yay. So you were telling us before we went into break that right around your 25th birthday, you went blind and you were all of a sudden a quadriplegic. But because of that, you were able to meet up with a shaman who worked his energy medicine on you and with you, and you were able to open your eyes and see again. And I know that you're a little bit older than 25 now, so you don't have to give your age if you don't want to, but just to give those people, the listeners, an idea of how many years since your 25th birthday is this?
I would love to give my age. I am never afraid of age. I am 44 and looking great. 44. We'll be 45 this year, and very excited to still be here on the planet doing amazing things.
Well, and 44, of course, is all about the angels. I don't know if you
I know that's the number you have. Yes, I do.
That's right. It is. It's all about the angels. So that's awesome. That's absolutely awesome. Well, one of the things that you mentioned is doing ceremonies. And I know that you do a lot of different ceremonies. Is there like a main theme that goes through all of the ceremonies, or are they all very unique? Can you tell us a little bit about them?
Yes, I can. They are all very unique, depending on which ones I'm doing. I've gotten to sit with so many beautiful people, and when I started getting better and able to kind of move around again and get my life going again, I was really able to kind of sink down into my heritage and pull up my medicine and just really embrace it in a way that I had never done before. And, my spiritual aspect opened up so much, just being in a space of appreciation, of having my sight, having my body back, just getting my life, moving in a direction of movement again. The ceremonies they've been a part of me ever since I was little. I mean, I used to be 9 or 10 years old and would gather stones in the yard and make little circles and, pull in all these dead bugs. And my mom loved it. She was like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm going to make all these bugs alive again." And she's like, "Okay, have fun with that." I mean, which she loved because it kept me really busy. And I'd wake up the next day and they'd be gone, and I thought they all flew away, and I healed them. So over the years, doing ceremonies and sitting down with all of these just amazing and beautiful indigenous teachings, I get to offer them and share them. And as a ceremonialist, we always honor the 4 cycles of change, So, the 4 cycles, I will always be sharing some sort of ceremony, which are the seasonal changes, So for spring equinox and summer solstice and fall equinox and winter solstice, those will always be days that we will honor always, I mean, me especially, always will be doing ceremonies on those days. But other than that, I teach individually, people that will come from all around the world to sit with me and receive the teachings and participate in ceremonies, and I just absolutely love it. It is definitely a part of my spirit, and I thrive in that space, and I love it. I love, love, love it.
So now, a lot of people, they might not have seen what you look like, and they don't know you personally. What is your heritage?
So I am Eastern Band Cherokee, and we belong to the Long Hair Clan. And so a lot of, the teachings that I have, I've been able to sit with some teachers from that medicine. I've sat with some teachers from some Blackfoot medicines and some Lakota and Dakota, some, those are Sioux teachings, and, some Cheyenne. And I've gotten to sit with a couple different teachers, which has really been beautiful for me to kind of embrace different teachings. A lot of the teachings I can share, some of them that I cannot, but the ones that I can, I am out there doing as much as possible for all of humanity, all of the planet, all of creation. And I love it, and I'm just really spiritually guided. I mean, I'm a student of creation, so I never am in a space where, feeling the rule over ceremony. I really kind of allow the ceremony to, take us all into a space so that we're all experiencing it. People will say, what are you going to talk about, and what are you going to do? And I don't have any idea. I get there and I just become the channel of creation. I'm like, I don't know. I'm a student here. I love it. And so I look forward to them just as much as anybody else does, that's for sure.
And for those of you that, just to give you an idea, Rebecca has hair that is, oh my gosh, she braids it, usually in one braid. And now the braid that she pulls to the front comes about down to her belly. So that's how long it is. Super thick. And you donate, every single year you donate is it 10 inches or is it 20 inches?
I usually just listen. It's usually about every year and a half to 2 years to Locks of Love. Okay. And I just kind of listen. Last year it was 16 inches. The year before it was 13. You have to do at least 10 inches. And I'm blessed. I mean, it was when I was younger, I had no hair and no teeth. So I was almost 3 years old. My mom would be like, please, God, give her some teeth and hair, please. And finally, yay, I was blessed. And now it's just growing, immensely. And to where I can, it's a gift. I'm able to gift it away and offer that that blessing on. So,
well, and there was a story that you there was a story you shared just a few weeks ago at the co-op where you said something about you turned really fast and you heard this really loud bang behind you. Do you remember that story?
Yeah, I've almost knocked myself out a couple times with my own hair, so it's a weapon. I come with a disclaimer. I'm like, don't stand too close. If I whip my head around, watch it. I'll take an eye out with this thing.
Absolutely.
Be careful.
Yes. Well, and along that same breath right there about your hair, what about the right side of your head? About how long your hair the right side of your head, how long your hair is on that side.
Well, I shaved it, so it's not that long at all. Really. I figure, I'm a Libra, so I brought in some balance. I'm like shaved on the right and really long on the left. So,
but it's really, you really listened because you had a dream, right? You had a dream.
Yes, many dreams about it, and they kept, braiding my hair in 7 braids, and they'd pull me in and they'd shave the braids off. They'd cut the braids off, shave my head, and then they'd kind of mark me with some paint and then send me on. And I kept having the dream over and over, but my ego wouldn't let me actually shave my hair. I was like, what? I'm not shaving my head. And until one day I came home and a voice said, you're not leaving the house until you shave your head. And I was like, well, somebody's being serious at this moment. And so I did. I listened, and I just, went into a little ceremony with myself and shed some tears, let my ego kind of surrender, and I braided my hair in 7 braids, cut the braids off, and, one of my guides says, go put that, over here and keep those braids for a moment and then shave your head. And when I did that, I heard this voice say to me, hello, I'm 7 braids. Nice to meet you. And I thought to myself, oh my goodness, it's a new warrior spirit energy with me. And it's a girl. I'm like, yes, I've got another girl warrior with me. So it's very, very powerful. And so we have definitely been busy since then. And just another space of really impressing myself. I'm like, wow, look at me, sitting with my ego and really allowing myself to go into a space of really, truly listening and not having, any kind of holds on it, So it was really beautiful and free. Actually, it was very much a place of freedom for me, that's for sure.
Well, yeah, you don't have to comb that side of your head. Sorry.
No, I thought it was going to be really easy, but I really have to tend to this thing every couple of days, Very interesting. So I love it.
Oh, it is beautiful, and it's a beautiful story. And every time I hear you tell it too, I just get chills. So I think it's phenomenal, and it's really it's so important that you're listening, as everyone is truly getting messages from their guides, from their higher selves, from the divine, from the angels, and really paying attention and then listening and following through with that.
Oh, amen. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Well, let's talk just a little bit about now upcoming in January. So everybody, just so you know, and I know not everyone listening is from Prescott, Arizona, or even from Prescott. So I thank you for still listening. I really appreciate that. For those of you that are local to Arizona, and I know there was a lot of people yesterday at Purple Lotus that said, oh my gosh, I want to come up to this event. So I hope you go out and sign up, because I have a feeling that all of a sudden seats are going to be going super fast and it's going to be full. But so the Jumpstart Your Healing Journey, that's coming up, and it's put on by Spirit in Motion Expo in downtown Prescott at the Hacienda Inn. It's a 2-day workshop where we have 6 different women. And for those of you that haven't had a chance to listen and hear some of the past ones, we've already had Sandy Sue with Feng Shui, and Karen Diane with Sound Healing, and Karen Winkleman, Embracing Your Shadow, and Melanie is actually going to be on next week. So today with Rebecca, she is also one of these speakers. Oh, and of course, Sue Broome. You might know Sue Broome of Angel Talk with Sue. She's also a speaker. We have Rebecca starting the day on Saturday and Sue ending the day on Sunday. So it's going to be pretty phenomenal. Now, the title of your talk on Saturday is Embrace the Natural Wonders and Ancient Ways for Living a Healthy and Happy Life. Do you have any tidbits about what we might expect from you for the program?
Well, I'm going to embrace, really, again, I'm just going to listen and be guided. There's been already some things that have been, that have come in for, sharing for that day. But, just to remind everybody to reconnect again, to the space of all the kingdoms in creation, to connect with those natural ways again in our primal energy and the primal forces of creation, getting back to the basic structure of the foundation that everything is built upon. And really honoring those days, and the placement of the sun and the moon and the influences of everything in the stone kingdom and the plant kingdom, the animal kingdom, the human kingdom. Not one in our medicine is better than the other. Everything has placement, everything has its gifts, and really going back into those natural spaces again to really connect with ourselves. When we go back into those natural spaces, then we get to remember and reconnect with those natural instincts that we have, to really listen to ourselves and to really be able to then open those channels up to spirit and to the angels, where we are really able to listen and that we're really willing to hear it. Listening is one thing, hearing it is another, and hearing is one thing, and listening is another. So just really finding that space of, I hear lots of things. I'm like, was I listening? I heard that, but am I listening? So really just kind of opening up to the basics. I mean, how often do people go out and really give thanks, for breath, and for the earth, and, the waters, and the fire, and, even the sacred elements, and everything, is built upon, again, those foundations, those basic structures. But in those basic structures, if we didn't have them, not even for a minute, then we would perish. We would have no life. Mm-hmm. And so breath is pretty important. You need it. And thank you, air element. And so, it's just reminding everybody to, going back to those things that are basic and simple, but that are the most important, and giving us the space to find moments with them in a way that is, again, natural, not pushing it, not robotically, going into these sensors and, going into it as a robotic structure, but really going into it as a natural place. So I'm really excited about it.
I'm super excited about it, too. Yes, I'm getting super excited.
Okay,
we are going to, and on that excitement, we're going to pause again. Okay, thank you for listening to Angel Talk with Sue. We're going to take a break again. You are listening live to Thrive Talk Network, and we will be right back after this break with Rebecca Cutehands.
Hi, this is Jay Grace, and I'm really excited about a new show with our host, Sue Broome. Her show is Angel Talk with Sue, and it's going to be Mondays, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Her debut is this coming Monday, so join her. Thank you.
In these challenging times, everyone needs a little guidance. The Virtual Psychic Fair is a once-a-month special online event where you can get the expert guidance you seek. Visit us at the Virtual Psychic Fair, www.virtualpsychicfair.com, or call toll-free at 888-626-7386.
Hi, this is Jay Grace, creator and host of Thrive with Jay Grace. This is a live variety talk show program that I'm very excited to produce for you. It's all about entertaining and always encouraging you to live the thriving life that you deserve. Remember, that's Thrive with Jay Grace, Thursdays live at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because it is your time to thrive.
And you're back with Angel Talk with Sue, with your host, Sue Broome. Sue?
Thank you, Mark. And yes, you are listening live to Angel Talk with Sue on Thrive Talk Network every Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern. And I do also want to share, for those of you that have been listening to Meditate with the Angels at 7 a.m. Eastern, thank you so much. Those are so much fun. This week, now honestly, right this minute, I cannot think of what card we used. However, a couple weeks ago, I know it was the higher awareness, and that one, actually, Rebecca, are you still with me?
I am.
You had a chance to listen to just a little bit of the meditation, the higher awareness meditation from a couple weeks ago with the eagle, didn't you? Did you listen to that?
I did. It was amazing.
Yeah, it was. And it's, I just allow myself to, just like you do when you're doing ceremonies, I just allow the angels and spirit to come through me and just get myself out of the way. And that one was so beautiful, just getting on the back of that eagle, flying away.
Oh, by the way,
I love it.
By the way, Sue, last week's card was number 16, integration.
16, integration. Thank you, Mark. So that's the one, everyone, that is playing this week at 7 a.m. Eastern, number 16, integration. And right now, and this is not just right now, but this is always, we do want to integrate. We do want to integrate the energies, the teachings, the love, all of it, whether we think it's good or bad, because there's always something from everything that goes on in our life. I mean, for those of you that have been listening with Rebecca, she said when she was blind, when she was a quadriplegic, to go back, she would not change anything because she brought the gift forward into her life. So integrate, everyone. Go out and listen to the integration, Meditate with Your Angels on Thrive Talk Network. So thank you. So Rebecca, you're still there, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Still here.
Yes.
That's the other one.
Still here. Well, I can't hear you breathing, so I have to ask. Oh, do you have a favorite ceremony that you do, or are they all considered your favorites?
Oh boy. Yes, they're all my favorite. I can't even pick. I mean, there's some, it's amazing. Gosh, there's even in the intimate times when I'm working with a student or a client, they're so powerful because to teach them the ceremonies, we have to go through, obviously, the ceremony. And, whether I'm with one person or a group of 30 or 40, I mean, the feeling, and the connection that we're making in those moments, I mean, nothing is, pushed away. Everything's brought in. Nothing is different just because I'm with one person, versus a big group. So, there's many, I mean, the turtle ceremony is probably one of, my favorite, the earth ceremony where we mud up and everybody, layers with mud under the sun and bakes themselves. It's amazing. And it's just absolutely magical. Again, going back to what you said, integrating all of the natural ways, and utilizing everything that is we have access to. I mean, we're so privileged. We are privileged, overprivileged, really, some of us, and we don't even realize that most of the time. So taking a minute and coming back to ceremony, is beautiful. I mean, life is a ceremony in general, but to take a minute and gather, in circle and in prayer and really focus our intent is just, I love it. It just makes my whole spirit just smile. I look forward to it all the time, whenever. I mean, I can go into ceremony at any moment, doing anything. So,
well, and you bring up a really good point, because you said life is a ceremony, and it truly is. And every single moment, what are we going to do with it? How are we going to treat this moment? Are we going to look at the beauty that is around us? Are we going to integrate the love that is right right at our fingertips, right around us? Or are we going to, or could we do something totally different with that? And it really makes a huge difference when you're treating every moment as a ceremony.
Every moment, even the moments that feel the heaviest to us, in our moments of pain and shadow and darkness are usually the moments that create our most magical places of light work, and our most vulnerable spaces in life create our biggest moments of strength. I mean, being in that space of vulnerability for myself, being, in that space of such vulnerability, I found myself so strong at the same time, and knowing that we can be with both of them. I can be vulnerable, then allows my strength to come forward. And so being willing to allow myself to be vulnerable was, a big warrior move, on my part, on anybody's part. And so, yeah, my eyes are always open and always willing, and, limitations that are tried, placed there from others or society or family or friends, we have choice. And that's the one powerful thing, that we have choice in those moments. And, faith and trust, those limitations really give us a chance to make that choice to catapult ourselves into something amazing, or not to do that, which both are absolutely beautiful. Maybe the precise moment, is not there for us then, but, choice is always present for us. Thank goodness, the freedom of choice.
Yeah. And it's true, too, because even when we hear news that we wouldn't typically embrace, it really is a time when we can look within, as you said, go within and look at the shadow side. Look at why it's affecting you the way that it is, why, you're not excited about that, or what is it that you can do, or you can clear, or you can think differently so that you can truly embrace whatever it is, whatever the situation is in front of you.
I love working, in the place of shadow and light. I mean, without both of them, they'll never be without each other. So in a place of partnership, I mean, that is balance, and so we shadow ourselves when we go to the place of rest, and when we go into the place of dream time and meditation, we dim those lights down, and we take ourselves and we close those eyes, to bring ourselves into those restful spaces with shadow. And so, finding a really beautiful space to kind of swim within both of them, light and shadow. I mean, the work will tend to whatever is needed in the moment, but even the light, the balance. I mean, we can all get blinded by the light even, sometimes. So everything has balance. I truly believe that. So
yes. Well, and, I want to just bring everyone up to date too on, so at 25, yes, Rebecca was blind and quadriplegic, and we heard that you were able to get your sight back. Are you still a quadriplegic?
thank goodness, no. I have too much to do. I'm doing too much. I do more in times than I amaze myself. Goodness gracious. And, I want to say, too, when my vision was gone, there were many days when I would have my vision, and that over 3 years, I was not completely blind all the time. My vision would come back for weeks at a time. And then sometimes life just, likes to play little tricks on us. And I would have double vision, and then triple vision, and quadruple vision.
Oh, wow.
And my friends would get a kick out of it. I said, I don't even really usually want to see one of you. Now I have to see 4 of you, So, but, just trying to keep it very light. But, no quadriplegic anymore. I have gotten my life back. I have got better than 20/20 vision. And, my little legs, my body is moving, my story. Sue, I still walk with my story. I always will. It'll always, be with me. I never want it to go away from me, actually. I'm very blessed by it. Blessed by myself, trusting myself that at 25 I was strong enough to bring that in for myself as a teaching. I'm really honored by myself knowing that I thought I was so strong enough to actually endure that. And so I impress myself all the time, but I have a little hobble, in my giddy up, but it's like my story doesn't walk me. I walk my story, so that's the difference. My story doesn't have me. I've got my story coming with me, so I think that's, that for me is how I kind of reworked that, and it feels really good.
That's so beautiful. And one of the things that you had said, this is way back when you were talking about ceremonies and the elders and the teachers. And from the first time I've met you, you've always been a teacher to me, in that I always have something to learn from you. I can always gain new knowledge. And the picture that really comes to me, and I know you're going to laugh at this probably, but do you remember last fall when we went to the zoo for the moonlight walk?
Yes.
There was a group of us. Okay. When I saw you walking with the walking stick, it was like, wow, you truly are. And though your age doesn't reflect this, so 40, don't get that mixed into that, but you truly are one of the wise elders here to share with us. that's the
thank you.
picture
And
that
don't
comes
make
to
me
mind.
cry and don't make me cry and snot all over myself on air. I'm like, what? Well, thank you. Thank you, friend. I appreciate that. And I own it. I don't ever want to shy away from it. If I can be an inspiration to anybody, even just one person, in the placement of me being relevant. I mean, I always want to push myself in that space of being relevant, whether I hobble or not, and so if I can be an inspiration for one person in any way, that is a truly great honor for me. And I can say the same thing to you, right back, Sue, because I've heard so many magical things, with the work that you do with people. And, again, seeing them coming in and drying their eyes and just taking that breath in from sitting with you. Again, it's really beautiful to be in such a place of surrounding with people who are doing really, really beautiful work. So right back at you, sweet.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you so much for being on Angel Talk with Sue today. And for everyone, if you really, truly want to be a part of the Jumpstart Your Healing Journey, go out to spiritinmotionexpo.com. You can find all the details there. It's $44. Again, there's that $44 for the full 2-day event. If you get your ticket ahead of time, $56 the day of event. Go out to spiritinmotionexpo.com to get your tickets and find out any more details that you want. And thank you so much, Miss Rebecca. I'm gonna let you go unless you want to stick around for the meditation.
No, I just want to say thank you so much, Sue, for this opportunity. And, may we all see every day as a blessing with eyes full of wonder and grace. I thank you all for listening, and thank you so much, Sue, again.
Oh, thank you. I love you, and I will see you later this week.
Love you, too, and I'm sticking around for meditation.
Okay. All right, everyone. First, I'd like you to take a couple of deep breaths and just get comfortable in your chair. And if you're driving, it would be best if you pulled over. But take a couple of deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. And feel with each out breath that you sink even deeper into your chair. Take a breath in and take a breath out. And allow any stresses to fall away. And get more and more comfortable in your seat, in your chair. And if you haven't already, go ahead and close your eyes. And let's pull in the wisdom and the love of the divine. Pull it in through your crown chakra, the very top of your head. And pull it into every cell of your body, blending with your heart chakra and continuing to flow through your full body. Out your fingertips, out your feet, sending any blended love from the divine and from your heart space deep down, deep down into Mother Earth. And pull the love from Mother Earth up through your feet, up through your ankles, and up through your legs, through your hips and solar plexus, blending at your heart space. And send the love of Mother Earth right back up to the divine. We have this beautiful flow coming from the divine and from Mother Earth. And we have this wonderful sharing and blending at our hearts, because we are a part of the divine and Mother Earth. We are co-creating this love. We are co-creating our lives with every moment. And with this loving energy, look at your day ahead, your week ahead, and look at the ceremony that your life is. We bring in the beautiful message that Rebecca had to share with us. We bring that into our heart space. We bring the wise woman, shaman energy into our heart space to help us every moment treat our life as the ceremony that it is. Each breath is sacred. Each breath is a blessing. Every moment, feel the gratitude and appreciation. Feel it and express it. And as you blend all of this wonderful energy in your heart space, within your cells, within your being, send this loving energy as a ripple effect out into the world, out in everything that you do, whether you're thinking about it or doing it. Send that loving energy, the wisdom, the divine love, Mother Earth love, your love. Send it out and see the difference that your world is. Feel the difference. So I'd like you to slowly come back into your bodies. Remembering how this feels. Knowing that you truly are sharing your light and your love with the world. So come back into your bodies. Still feeling the love of the divine and of Mother Earth. You can wiggle your hands and wiggle your toes. Maybe move your head from side to side. Come all the way back into your body. And if you've enjoyed this little snippet of a meditation, you can go out to a Meditate with the Angels, 7 a.m. Eastern, every day on Thrive Talk Network, or you can get the replay on Thrive Talk Network's YouTube. Listen every Monday to Angel Talk with Sue on Thrive Talk Network at 1 p.m. Eastern. And I'd like to give a shout out to Diane Garris. Thank you so much for allowing us to listen to your beautiful music for the show and for the meditation. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next week. Remember to tune back to Thrive Talk Network every day for what they have to offer. Thank you.